Hey guys, I'm back with a new Webeo. This Webeo is something that I do a little differently, and it's a little different from what I normally do, in that this is completely building an entirely new infrastructure. This is not using existing infrastructure nearly at all. This is a brand new metro line in New York City. So this is not a subway line as you would imagine. This is more of like a high-speed metro line, similar to how the Crossrail system is being built in London. It'll be mostly an underground line with speeds of up to 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour. As you can see in the map, it starts at JFK Airport and goes through Queens and across a Long Island Sound into Bronx, and it ends at Marble Hill. This line is crucial is because it connects Long Island with New England much more easily and also will decongest many major arteries such as Interstate 95 in Bronx and Interstate 678 in Queens. Let's get to it. Here's a line. Now, if you have not noticed already, I found a new feature in Google Earth that actually allows you to put pins on locations that you seem important. So I was like, okay, let's put them on the stations. So that's what I did. So the line will start in an underground station under JFK Airport. I chose to start it at Terminal 8 as it is the closest to where the next station is. And also it seems to be a more central location on the JFK air train system. It will be a tunnel boring machine based train in which the tunnel will go underneath JFK Airport and under southern Queens and Jamaica until it reaches Jamaica Station. This will only take 3 minutes if the trains will run at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour if you factor in acceleration and deceleration. And right away you're at Jamaica where you can change for any train to the rest of Long Island or even transfer to a train to Manhattan. It's all done right there. Now, this is not just a replacement of the air train, as you can probably see. This is an entirely new line, and it parallels Interstate 678, which is also known as a Van Wyck Expressway. And if you have never seen it, it is extremely packed throughout the day. It needs to be decongested. The reason so many people use it is that there's no subway line that goes north-south in this area of Queens. So I think this new perimeter metro line is a good substitute for that. After Jamaica, it follows Route 678 to the next station, which is Kew Garden Hills. And as you can see, this is a more busy intersection, lots of density and apartments nearby. While there's no train station here, I do think this station will be highly used by the residents of the Kew Garden Hills area of Queens. After that, the line will continue for a couple more miles and reach Flushing Main Street Station. Flushing is a major area. It's the busiest station on the Port Washington line of the Long Island Railroad, as well as the ninth busiest station of the New York City subway and the second busiest outside Manhattan, despite it being a terminus. Flushing is home to 175,000 people, many of which do not have a car. While many of them work in Manhattan, there are many others that work in other parts of Queens and Bronx. They don't have any connection without switching to other metro lines or subway lines in Manhattan or driving. This is why I think that this line is very important to this area, as it will provide a more direct connection to other suburbs of the inner part of the New York City ring. The line will curve to the west after Flushing, and it will go to the next stop, which is LaGuardia Airport. Now, LaGuardia Airport does not have any rail service whatsoever, and it desperately needs one. It's the second busiest airport in the New York City area, and the only way to get there is by car or bus. There's no subway that will take you to LaGuardia. So after that, this line will actually divert into two. I'll go to the one that goes to New York City first. So it will be underground. And by the way, the white lines symbolize underground if you don't know my normal tactics. But it will join the Northeast Corridor for a small stretch as an above ground system, only to go underground again and through East Side access and into Grand Central Terminal. This trip from Grand Central all the way to LaGuardia Airport will only take 9 minutes. Compare that to probably a 30 to 45-minute bus or car ride in normal traffic conditions. So this is desperately needed, and this particular segment only needs 2 miles of tunneling to get to the main line. Back to the original line, it'll curve north through LaGuardia Airport, through Rikers Island, to the next station, which is Hunts Point. Hunts Point, kind of like Kew Gardens Hills, is another densely populated area that has no subway station. And I believe these people deserve a transit solution. So I added that station underground here. Just north of Hunts Point, the line will go above ground as it meets existing tracks. It will join the northeast corridor, and as you can see, this blue line is the high-speed rail line, so it will actually have a station with a northeast corridor and high-speed rail line I'm proposing in the other video, which the description should be up here on your screen if you want to watch that. But this is Parkchester Station, and I think this is an important station for many reasons. Number one, it's a quick connection from people going from anywhere from Queens to New England, Queens or Long Island for that matter. You could be coming from Eastern Long Island here to Jamaica, take a quick 15-minute ride on the Perimeter Metro to Parkchester, and then switch to your New England based rail systems to go on to New England, and vice versa too. Not just New England, people coming from New England or coming from the Southwest can quickly change here and go one stop to our next station, Bronx Zoo. Bronx Zoo deserves a station. It's the most popular zoo in all of America, yet it does not have any rail service whatsoever. I think adding a station here would be a big benefit to both the zoo and the economy of Bronx County. After Bronx Zoo, it will continue underground for a little until it reaches Fordham Road Station, where it intersects with the Harlem Line and the New Haven Line, which run right through here. And it's an express stop, so you can quickly change to trains to White Plains and probably New York City as well. And it will continue until the last stop, Marble Hill. Now, unfortunately, this line will have to be pretty deep here as there's a ridge here. It'll probably be like good 150 feet deep in some locations. But I think it is needed to connect to Marble Hill, as this will connect to Hudson Line trains and Amtrak trains that will connect to upstate New York. So as you can see, a big purpose of this line is to connect many other rail lines that were not previously connected together, from Long Island all the way up to the upstate New York lines. Before, you had to take a train into New York City, switch there, and take a train north. You don't have to do that now. You don't have to enter New York City. You just have to enter Queens County, take the Perimeter Metro up to Bronx County, and switch to whatever line you want to do. This line connects with all Metro North lines and all Long Island Railroad lines. Plus, it will decongest many major arteries such as Interstate 95 and Interstate 678, which are regarded as two of the most busy interstate highways in all of the New York City area. While this is an expensive undertaking, I do think it will be worth it, and I predict average ridership to be in the hundreds of thousands per day, especially when you combine that with how many more flexible connections you can make between Long Island and New England. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.